What's up, guys? I'm Jeff Montgomery and welcome to Tax Planning on the Whiteboard. If you like what you hear, make sure you hit subscribe. Our 2024 Social Security and Medicare Quick Guide is now available for download, and on today's episode we'll go over some of the sections within this guide and tell you how you can download your free copy. Quick disclaimer, this is not specific information to anyone watching the video. Your circumstance is most likely completely unique. So I want you to use this as general information and education only, and please don't implement any strategies you might hear on today's video. Always check with your tax professional or your financial professional. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's go to the whiteboard. Our brand new Social Security and Medicare 2024 Quick Guide is now available for download. Check out the show notes below. This is a quick 2-page reference that is packed full of useful information. Let's go over a few of the sections that I think are most important. Number one, you'll notice in the very first column is the Social Security full retirement ages listed. This is commonly referred to as FRA. FRA stands for full retirement age and is based on the year you were born. This does not mean the age at which you can begin Social Security. FRA, full retirement age, means the age that Social Security deems that you are entitled to 100% of your Social Security benefit. If you take your benefit early, it will be reduced. If you postpone your benefit, it will be increased. It makes no sense, by the way, to delay your benefit past the age of 70 because it no longer increases. So if you look at this chart, those born in 1954, their full retirement age is 66. So in this example, those that have not already started Social Security will want to start their benefits at some point this year when they turn 70 in 2024. It makes no sense to delay any further past that age of 70. Also, benefit calculations are prorated monthly, so you don't have to wait until your exact birthday to collect. So keep that in mind. We also recommend contacting Social Security 2 to 3 months before you are ready to collect your first check. They are a little bit slow. Now, those born in 1960 or later, their full retirement age is 67. Again, remember, you can start Social Security early, but it will be reduced. Including, by the way, spousal benefits and survivor benefits. In this video, we're not going to discuss disability benefits, so make sure you talk with Social Security directly if you're applying for disability. Also, you may be subject to earnings restrictions if you take it early and are still working, so keep an eye out for those amounts as well. If you're entitled to survivor benefits, you can collect those as early as age 60. Keep that in mind. Again, they will be reduced, and you are subject to earnings restrictions if you take any type of benefit early. So keep that in mind if you take survivor benefits early and are still working. The next section goes over those earning limitations I just mentioned, as well as taxation on Social Security. The earnings limitations can be a bit confusing. For example, if you start collecting Social Security before your full retirement age, FRA, you will have $1 benefit reduction for every $2 in earnings over $22,320 this year of 2024. I bet you're wondering what the definition of earnings is. When Social Security figures out how much to deduct from your benefits, they only count wages you make from your job or your net profit if you're self-employed. Now, this includes bonuses. This includes commission. This includes vacation pay. But what they don't count are things like your pension if you're retired, annuities, investment income, interest income, veterans benefits, other government or military benefits are not counting in the earnings restriction. So really just income from your job or if you're self-employed. Now, the year you turn full retirement age, those earnings restrictions really loosen up. Now it's a $1 benefit reduction for every $3 in earnings over $59,250. Now notice I said the year you turn full retirement age. After full retirement age, there are no earnings restrictions. So for example, if you turn full retirement age, let's say in July of 2024, in the middle of the year, you will no longer have any earnings restrictions for the rest of the year from July onward. Your earnings restrictions in this example would be $1 reduction for every $3 in earnings over $59,250 for the months from January through June. So basically half the year in this example. As soon as the month of July comes around, you turn your full retirement age and there are no more earnings restrictions. That's an area for some confusion for some folks. What about taxation on your Social Security benefits? I'm going to refer you to a past video. I'll list it in the show notes and I'll tell you what video to go to look at, because we did a complete tax planning on the whiteboard video about the taxation of Social Security. So make sure you browse down in the show notes so you can see and we'll point you towards the right direction on that Social Security taxation, which by the way is taxed at the federal level for all but about 10 states. There are still 10 states that actually tax Social Security benefits at the state level. The remaining sections on page 1 talk about Social Security payroll taxes, how the primary insurance amount is calculated, and past Social Security cost of living adjustments we have received since 2015. Kind of some interesting information, some good information, so make sure you check out those sections as well. Okay, on the second page of the handy Social Security Medicare quick guide, it discusses Medicare. So on this back page, at the very top, there is some great information that discusses Medicare Part A, which partially covers inpatient hospital stay, and Medicare Part B, which partially covers physician services and outpatient hospital services, along with a few other health-related services as well. Medicare Part D refers to prescription drug plans, so keep that in mind as well. The main section I would like to point out is at the very bottom of this page, and that is the Medicare surcharge. Medicare surcharges are commonly referred to as IRMAA, I-R-M-A-A, or Income Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. I think most of us know that we pay for Medicare Part B and Part D. Part B comes directly out of your Social Security check. Now, if you haven't started collecting Social Security, then you'll have to pay Medicare Part B, which is in the $170 range for this year, by the way. But for most folks, this begins at age 65, Medicare. They sign up for Medicare, and your Social Security Medicare Part B comes directly out of your Social Security check. But the interesting thing about IRMAA is it's an income cliff. So this surcharge means that if you reach the next income bracket by just $1, the Medicare Part B and Part D premium surcharges apply. For example, if you're single and your gross income, modified adjusted gross income, is $103,000 or less in 2024, then you'll be subject to a normal Part B premium of $174.70 per month. Comes right out of your Social Security check. However, if you earn $1 more, you will owe an additional $69.90 Part B premium and $12.90 Part D premium each month. If you're married filing jointly, you can make up to $206,000, and if you're both on Medicare, your Part B premium is $174.70 each. However, if you go over that amount by $1, your Part B premium increases $69.90 each, and Part D premium increases $12.90 each. And it can quickly escalate from there. Again, each income level, modified adjusted income level, has its own cliff. You may ask, how is this income calculated and when? I already mentioned that it is your modified adjusted gross income, MAGI. But what is interesting, they are going to look at this number from 2 years and the past. What that means is if you're turning 65, signing up for Medicare, they are going to look at your income when you were 63. Now, many of you may be saying, wait a second, Jeff, I was working when I was 63 and now I'm retired. Why am I being penalized now for income that I had while I was working? Well, that's a great question. And we highly recommend filing form SSA-44 to ask for an exemption in the Medicare Part B surcharges. If you are over these limits based on income while you are working 2 years prior to filing for Medicare, and that was the year you retired, there's a good chance they will grant that exemption. So SSA-44. At this point, you may say, Jeff, what does all this have to do with tax planning? This is a tax planning channel. Well, there are many tax strategies that you could implement that may keep you under those thresholds in the future, under those cliffs in the future. There are also tax planning strategies that could push you over these cliffs. So you have to be aware of what you're doing when you're doing tax planning and what kind of income you are actually recognizing. So it's extremely important to talk to a financial or tax professional that's familiar with all these tax traps that are in our tax code. So feel free to go to the show notes, download this quick guide. Make sure you check out that Social Security taxation video that we did last year. We'll point you in the right direction, and then download this quick guide. And that's it for this episode of Tax Planning on the Whiteboard. Again, if you like what you hear, please do me a favor. Just click subscribe. It's that easy. I'm Jeff Montgomery, and we'll see you next time.